So this is the story of a girl named Cork, a stuntman who stunts in the movie instead of the hero. For a long time, he was working with Hollywood's famous hero Tom, because his face cut matches Tom's a lot. Anyway, his moves, his stunts were amazing. He never needed to take another shot. His same perfection used to hit Tom's action movies. That's why a lot of people were jealous of him. Hey, we meet Jody, Cole's partner. Very soon, these two are going to get married. Jody is a camera woman right now, but her dreams are very big. She wants to become a very big Hollywood director, for which Tom is the one who supports her the most. In short, their life is going perfect, but it's not possible for anyone to go so perfect and smooth without anyone. A bad phase came in Cole's life. According to the routine, one day he performs a stunt for Tom, in which he had to jump from a high building. As usual, he had given the perfect shot in one go. But Tom didn't like that shot. He asks Colt to do the same stunt again. But this time, there was a problem in the set, because of which Colt enjoyed the stunt performance. His only mistake was that his entire career was ruined. He couldn't heal for 6 months. He was also famous for his foul play in the film industry. This thing breaks him so badly that he leaves the film industry. Now, time passes and we see Gord working at a small restaurant. He left the film industry because he was not in contact with Jody, which was the most important. But then one night, she gets a call from Tom's film producer, who tells her that these people are going to make a blockbuster film and they need a call to stun Tom. But Colt refuses this call. He didn't want to do that job again, but when the producer tells him that Jody is tracking this film and Jody has called him to stun him, he couldn't refuse, because he knew that this was Jody's first film. If this didn't hit, Jody's career could have been ruined. Because especially Jody had invited him, there would have been no question of him not coming. In the next scene, we see Colt on the set, where first of all, he wants to match his face cut with Tom's face cut. And when he comes out, he meets his very old friend and stand partner. Today, after a long time, he was happy from inside, because on the set, he saw Jody, who had not seen Colt yet. She was busy in the shooting. As soon as Jody's roll, camera and action blasts from the sky, in which the car was taking out the car was about to perform its stunt. But as per his thinking, due to the wet sand, the car was out of control. This car accidentally collides with the crane camera. But still Colt gets control over it and this car is able to rotate completely. This way the stunt was updated and Jody got her perfect shot. Finally, now Colt comes out of the car and comes in front of Jody. Jody was shocked to see him because she didn't expect that there could be a Colt here. It means that Jody didn't call him here. The film producer lied to her. Jody was angry with Colt instead of being happy to meet him. She tells Colt to leave from here. But Jody's stunt director, who is also a partner of Colt, he explains to Jody that we don't have any other stunts. We have to work with Colt. So Jody couldn't do anything. She shoots the only stunt with Colt. She fires Colt's entire body and does this stunt which Colt had done perfectly in the first time. Despite getting the perfect shot, Jody fires Colt's entire body and does this stunt. Because by doing this, she is venting her anger on Colt. She was trying to get rid of Cole, but she was getting angry. She was getting stunted, tortured, and telling him about the movie. She says that my hero has fallen in love with an alien. He has taken the oath to live with her. And one day he gets injured in an accident. And after that accident, he disappears. Now that alien's partner is confused. He is not able to understand that was the alien a liar, a cheater, or was he helpless? You tell me what could have been the situation. Cole was feeling bad after hearing all this. But Jody also kept her words. She says to Cole, tell me if aliens ask all these questions, how will he be able to correct himself? At this point, Cole says, it is possible that the alien is living in regret. It is possible that he is feeling that he has lost his partner. Now he can never meet him. It is also possible that now that partner does not want to live with the weak alien. After saying all this, Jody's anger calms down a bit. She takes the final shot and then packs up. He goes to the film's producer and asks him, why did you lie to me? Jody didn't invite me here, so why did I have to come here? The producer opens his mouth and says, there's a special reason for inviting you here. Not just stunts, but Tom is in the hands of bad people because of drugs. and he's been missing for a long time. He says, "What do I do in this? Go to the police. Is need help. So find Tom and bring him to us. But please don't involve the police in this." This time the call was only for Johnny. So the producer gives him a key to Tom's house. He grabs the key and goes to his house. Before leaving this place, he spends a beautiful moment with himself and Jordy. That good time that they spent together. "I don't know why you are crying and I feel good." After saying this, she comes to the same seat and sits. Cole tries to explain to her, "Jody, I didn't cheat you. Whenever I tried to apologize to you, I couldn't dare to do it. I couldn't say the words of apology. How could I come in front of you? How could I apologize to you?" Jody says to him, "Leave it. I just came here to say that as long as you are here, you don't have to be like a professional. No need to do anything stupid." She said that and left the car. When Colt went to Tom's house, suddenly someone attacked him from behind. Colt got scared and easily saves himself. He asks the girl, "Who are you and how did you come here?" Colt introduces himself to her that "I am a stuntman. I came here looking for Tom." Tom was also crying for so long. She gives a clue to Colt. Tom used to meet a man in a club to buy drugs who had a lot of rapid tattoos. Colt didn't want to waste time. He quickly went to the club and met that man who, instead of talking to Colt, mixed alcohol with a drink and gave him a drug. As a result of this drug, Colt started losing control over himself and started beating all the men in the same drug dealer. Before he could beat the drug dealer's taxi has met with an accident. "So tell me, where can I find Tom's security head?" Then the drug dealer tells him the name of a hotel and tells him to go to the receptionist and ask for a fruit plate. They will take you to Tom's security head. Here he goes to the reception and asks for a fruit plate. So he was given the keys to Tom's security head's room. He goes to the security head's room and again and again. When the security guard opens the door, he gets a call. Someone had broken through the door like a stuntman. When he went inside, he was completely blind because he found a dead body inside. This dead body was kept in the snow. He was unconscious. He calls producer Hakil and tells him about the dead body. Hakil says that you should tell the police everything, but producer Hakil was still refusing to do so. Then the police officer himself came to the call, because the call was in the wrong car. Fearing, the call tells the police officer the truth that he has seen a dead body in the hotel room. After that, the police leave the hotel room to check. At that time, there was no dead body there. Colt was very confused. What was happening to him? The police leave and the next day he wanted to tell all these things to Jody. But Jody had already put him in a long schedule of her shot. Jody also realized that he ignored Colt all day. So, she invites Colt to a party while on the other side Colt meets the producer and gives him a train ticket and tells him to leave immediately without telling anyone or else you will face a lot of trouble. But Colt was not ready to listen to this. He gets Tom's personal assistant Colt, takes her away. He wanted to know the truth. But this girl didn't know much. This girl only had Tom's mobile. She tells Colt that this mobile is Tom's security head and he wants to take it from her. But she says that she won't give it to anyone until she gets the producer's credit. Everyone had a weird story. The hero was about to die, but he didn't leave the film's target. Here, Colt convinces him and takes Tom's mobile. As soon as the girl gives the mobile, Tom's security head comes behind her. He gives an electric current to the girl and puts her in his car. All this happened when Colt had seen it. It was not possible that a girl's life is in danger and Colt saved her. In order to save this girl, Colt did not even remember that Jordy called him to the party. While Jordy was very sad because of his absence this month. Here the producer comes and tells him that Colt has left. He had a flight for tonight. And a month later, because of Colt's absence, Jordy was very sad. He knows that Colt was in some other trouble. In the grief of Colt's departure, she spends the night in this hotel. And outside this hotel, poor Colt was fighting for security to save her. He came to the top of the truck to save himself. The girl was also very smart and she pushed the driver of the truck and braked. The guard who was on the back of the truck came forward due to the shock. Because of him, truck's mirror also broke. He was injured, but he didn't care about anything and reached the hotel quickly, where the party of Jody was going on. But after reaching there, he sees that everyone has left from there. He is not happy. He sits in the hotel. Here he meets his friend. His friend is his partner, to whom he tells all the stories about Tom's death. Along with this, he also tells the story that he fought with so much difficulty and got Tom's phone. Now both of them were thinking how to open this phone. He remembers that Tom has a habit of forgetting things. That's why he used to stick everything in his house with small chits. He must have also stuck his phone password in his house. Without wasting time, they both go to Tom's house. And in between many chits, he finds Tom's mobile password on one of the chits. They unlock his mobile and start watching videos inside the mobile, where in one video it was clearly visible that Tom had killed a stuntman himself in a state of intoxication. He saw the corpse in the hotel. Colt and Colt's friend were watching the same videos that he gets the news of the stuntman's death. And the stuntman was murdered. And the last death was seen by Colt while leaving his room. Colt was shocked. He gave the news to the police. But everyone believes him. Everyone thought that Colt killed the stuntman so that he doesn't come against him. So, as soon as he saw the news, firing starts outside his apartment. Whoever was firing knew that Tom's body was inside the vault. Tom's phone broke as a result of this firing. Saving his life, Colt and his friend run away from here and jump from the big roof of the building. There was water on the other side of the building. On jumping, Colt jumps into a yard where he finds Tom, who was partying. He came here to find him, but he got stuck in the mess. Colt's fall on Tom's yard was not a coincidence. It was all Tom's planning, and he comes to know this fact here. Actually, Tom was jealous of Colt even though he was such a big hero of Hollywood, because somewhere he knew that Colt was behind his success. Colt's best stunt was to hit his action movie. In such a situation, even if Tom was a hero in front of the world, but on the set, Colt always wanted to be a hero, which Tom didn't like at all. Here Tom himself tells him the truth, that the accident that happened while doing your stunt that was planned by us somewhere. He was still angry at Colt, and here he beats Colt a lot, and he says, "Did you see what happened to my other stuntman? I was generous to you, but he ruined my career. He spread the word in all this that I don't do my own stunts. See how much I was insulted, and to take revenge I killed him. I did such a big thing in anger, but then I realized that my career will be ruined. A new film was going on, and I had invested so much money in it. I told everything to the producer, and then the producer called you here to handle all this mess. You coming to my apartment, going to a cab from there, then going to the hotel, meeting my assistant. Everything was planned by us. And poor you got trapped. Poor Tom, he is stuck." He says to Cole, "What do you think? Jody got a director's shit so soon. We made her the director of this movie, so that we can call you here in her name. Have you ever had a face scan on your set? No, right? But this time we were doing a face scan of you, so that on the Murder Funny video you put a green face on my face and give the evidence in the court that you are the killer." Cole, poor guy, was hearing all this truth. People could have fallen so much. He couldn't believe that he could fall that low. Now he tells his men to burn Tom and throw him in the water. Tom's men start pouring petrol on Colt. In the excuse of screaming, Colt takes a lot of petrol in his mouth. And as soon as a man starts setting Colt on fire, he takes out the petrol and burns Colt and everyone else and gets a chance to run away. He was running away with a small car. From behind, a crowd of Tom's men were shooting at him. He quickly calls Jordy. He knew that he will come to Mumbai. He called Jody so that he can tell him all his feelings for the last time. He tells him, "Jody, I love you so much. I never wanted to go away from you, but I left because I thought that you would never marry a loser. After that accident, I started to feel like a loser. But believe me, what happens is that I found out only after going away from you." Now he was talking that suddenly his yacht collides with something in front of him and it gets blasted. News had spread that Qual committed suicide because he had committed a murder before, and to save himself from punishment he committed suicide. To prove this, Qual's face is shown on the video of Tom's murder. Qual's death had completely broken Jody. She was sitting in her room watching Qual's videos and was crying that someone suddenly comes into her room. Jody gets up and tries to kill him, but whoever was here relives him and takes off his alien suit. Jody was surprised that this is a golf. Actually, the game of falling into the water and dying was played by Colt to save himself. The time when he got out blasted, he had fallen into the water. And now he had come to Jody floating in the water. He tells the whole truth to Jody that he did not do any murder. He has been trapped. He was called here by the producer and Tom has done this brutal murder. And the video of murder that is being shown is also edited. That is Tom's video in which my face is put. Now, Colt was just telling him that Dubai RR Jody's cabin is knocked. At this time, the producer is here. Jody quickly hides Colt. Producer came to tell Jody that Tom has finally returned. They can continue their shooting. But yes, now these people will not see that car stunt, because both the stuntmen were killed from their side. Jody does not answer his words. After his departure, he comes inside. He did not want to shoot with Tom, but Colt tells her that she should not stop. It's a question of her career. We can get many such opportunities during the shooting when we take Tom's confession. Jody also found Colt's plan to be great. That's why they make a great plan that how they will trap Tom and get the truth out of him. Jody sets a stunt scene on the set the next day, because she knew that Tom will never be able to do a stunt scene. Tom's coat was sitting right next to his helmet. As soon as Jody's action is said, Colt flies the car so fast that Tom's voice is heard. Jody here slowly asks Tom a question, and Tom tells her the whole truth which Jody had recorded in her cameras and voice. As soon as Tom's confession is said, his security guards quickly follow Colt. But here Colt's partner destroys their car. Here Colt also blew up the car and completed his stunt. And as soon as he did the stunt, Tom became unconscious. Producer, who had already seen all the game of Jody, he tried to go and show the camera recordings quickly. But Jody has stopped him by punching him. Similarly, Tom also became unconscious in the car. As soon as he came to consciousness, he remembers what he did. He told everyone the whole truth. He sees that his people had called a helicopter to get him out of there. He runs and gets into his helicopter. Now, while fighting the producer, Jody has succeeded in getting the precise evidence. She also gets into the helicopter and the helicopter starts flying upwards. Jody had to save her in any condition and only Caldy could do this. While climbing on called Green, he was about to jump on that helicopter. And before doing that, he asks Jody about the date. As soon as Jody said yes, he quickly jumped on the helicopter. It was difficult for him to do this, but it was not impossible. While going inside the helicopter, he fights with all of them and gets all the evidence back. Now it was time for him to jump down from the helicopter. That's why his friend brought an air mattress from his car and brought it down from the helicopter, on which Colt had jumped. Finally, Colt had all the evidence with which he could prove himself innocent. Now Jody also believed in his truth. They hug each other. And in the last scene of the story, we are shown that Jody completed this movie. But not with Tom, but with another hero. His biggest dream of becoming a director is fulfilled. He and Korn are now living their happy life together. They came to the beach to date, which Korn took on a train from Jody. Even today, they were very happy. And the movie ends here by showing them together.